Welcome back to the stream. This is the Pod bizarrely third semifinals, returning to the finals table. Top 10 ITC Team Scotland, and hopeful for 2020. Canada's could make it. Closer to 90 more points. We're going to see some fireworks today, ladies and gentlemen. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Tactical Tortoise. We have an exciting matchup for you today. This is the Pod 22 Finals. We have two relative newcomers to the stream, to the finals table. This is going to be Fulgrim, who we have had on before, also known as Brian Cross, versus Son of Russ, also known as Nick Rivard in their lists. Duking it out for the finals of this pod. We're right at the tail end of season one, so these players are fighting tooth and nail, as it were, tooth and claw almost, to secure their place at the very tippy top of those standings to get their spot in the top 16 for the Invitational, which is only 2 weeks away, and I could not be more excited for that and to have the cream of the crop of the competitive online 40K scene duke it out for prizes and glory in the Invitational. But we are here fighting for those spots with Fulgrim over in the red playing Adeptus Mechanicus with a list that is taking the meta by storm post-Engine War. An incredible Adeptus Mechanicus gun line, bringing a lot of planes in to get around the Admech's typical bit of a problem with line of sight blocking terrain. Having those planes and those bombers on the table helps them in that matchup, or mitigate that problem a lot. We are versus the Space Wolves today, though, and we'll see how the Wolves of Fenris can get through this pretty terrifying Adeptus Mechanicus archetype that's been killing a lot of powerful lists. And I'm rooting for the Space Wolves here. I think it's going to be awesome. We haven't had Space Wolves on the final table in a while, but hopefully Son of Russ can show us how it's done and hit some people with Thunderhammers and get this Admech list taken out. The Admech didn't win the role to go first. It chose to be the attacker, so they are deploying currently, and we are about to be going off in this game. Let's go over the players' lists quickly while we're getting into it. We have Fulgrim deploying right now, so we'll talk about his Adeptus Mechanicus currently. Like I said before, it is a fairly standard version of the build. It's taking a lot of the indirect fire that you'd usually see on Scorpius Disintegrators with their Belarus energy cannons, and replacing those with Ferromite cannons, the strength 8 flat 3 damage gun. That's only direct fire, no indirect for that. And the reason for that is because now, with the introduction of sterilizers and with other units like the Archaeocopters, the Admech can get a lot of shots around big line-of-sight blocking pieces of terrain like the L's that we have in the center of the table here in the ITC Ruins map. That was something that that Admech had a lot of trouble with, like I mentioned before, and now that they have a little bit of mitigation for that, they're probably going to be able to deal with that a lot more easily. In this list, we have those 3 Archaeopters, Archaeopters Fuselaves, so the bombing version, all 3 with chaff launchers. We're not bringing any command uplinks today to get that the 6-inch aura to remove enemy auras, which is situationally very powerful, but sometimes can fall down a little bit. We also have Inquisitor Lord Hector Rex in that detachment to add some additional psychic defense with his 3 denies to the list. Those are Styges, so in addition to the airborne penalty to hit, the Archaeopters, they're also going to be an additional -1 if you're outside 12 inches of them from that Styges detachment. We also have a battalion detachment of mixed Forge World. That's usually so we can bring in a Martian Warlord, which I believe that we have done in one of the Tech Priest Engine Seers. We have 3 units of Scutarii Rangers, all 3 being from Graia, so that they can benefit from their from the Graia stratagem to deny psychic powers within 24 inches on a 4+. We also have a unit of Tyraxii Skystalkers with their fleshed carbines coming from the Martian Forge World as well. That's so that they can benefit from Wrath of Mars to deal mortal wounds on 6s when they shoot. And last but not least, we have a Scorpius Dune Rider in that detachment to wrap things up there. And the last detachment, an additional Styges Battalion, coming in with a Dominus, an Ancient Seer, and a Manipulus to get all of those benefits onto the Scorpius Disintegrators. Looks like the players have not flipped their clock over for deployment. Let's make sure that happens. Can we get you guys to flip the clock over? Yeah. So, also in that Styges detachment, we have 3 additional Ranger units with Transuranic Arquebuy, the big sniper guns, and it looks like those are deployed one each along the flanks, as well as one central to get good lines of sight, and force enemy characters probably to hide back into this ruin to block as much line of sight to them as possible, because a couple of the lucky Transuranic shots will certainly kill a Space Wolf's character. Even with how hardy the Space Wolves are, you don't want to get hit with those big D3 damage and potentially mortal wound generating shots. We also have an additional unit of Tyraxii, a Sterilizer unit, so that's with the 12-inch flamers. Probably going to come down in Deep Strike and flamer away some people, as well as a unit of Cerberus Raiders we see deployed right in the tip of the spear here, where they're going to be able to drive in very quickly, potentially push back opponents' ability to move, and then use their own ability to fall back as soon as someone declares them as a charge target. So an excellent melee screen, and they're certainly going to be an incredibly powerful unit in this matchup, being able to block a lot of that Space Wolf's melee aggression. We also have 3 Scorpius Disintegrators with the Ferromite cannons that I mentioned earlier in that detachment. So in that Styges detachment, they become very difficult to kill, with -1 to be hit for the most of the game, as long as you're outside 12 inches of them. A lot of times you can finagle Shroud Psalm on the 1 or 2 most important turns of the game where you need it. And then, in addition, we have a Scorpius Dune Rider in that detachment. Not to mention all of the repairs that an Adeptus Mechanicus obviously have. That they can, any incidental damage that those Dune Riders can take during the game, they will be able to repair pretty quickly. And with the Martian Warlord, they're going to get access to the Martian Special Canticle, which will give those Ferromite cannons +1 to hit, or +1 strength, and you can usually finagle some exploding 6s from those guys as well, so you can be firing an immense amount of shots from those big flat 3 damage guns, which is pretty devastating. It looks like the Space Wolves are going to deploy, for the most part, pretty defensively here, put a lot of their stuff in these big Nova Ls and stop them from getting taken out by those flat damage weapons, but they will be in danger of being bombed, unfortunately. Going over the Space Wolves list while they're deploying, we'll talk about what they're bringing today. This is a bit of an interesting Space Wolves list. It brings a little bit more range than typically you'll see on the table for the Wolves, but I do like that in addition to the very powerful and resilient melee threats that Space Wolves can put on the table. We have a battalion detachment led by the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, the character in his own novel, Ragnar Blackmane. Some of the most efficient points that you can spend in 40k, 120 points for a guy who can attack, potentially be swinging, 20 times, 15 times with Touch of the Wild. What a brutal character he is. Excited to see him back on the table. He's also bringing Wolfguard Battle Leader, kitted out with like a Smash Captain with a Thunder Hammer, Storm Shield, and a Jump Pack. I wonder if we're going to see Armor of Rust on that guy. Although there's not a lot of melee threats in this Adeptus Mechanicus army, so may not need it. We may just be hitting stuff. We also have a unit of Grey Hunters, 10 Grey Hunters with 2 plasma guns. Pretty self-explanatory there, as well as I wonder if those guys will be using the outflank stratagem to bring those plasma guns to bear off of a flank. Pretty interesting use for that stratagem. I do like it, if that's where they're going to be deployed. We also have 2 Incursor squads with their Haywire mines. They're going to be able to drop on those central objectives. Be very annoying for the Adeptus Mechanicus to get through. We have an Intercessor squad to sit back and hold an objective, as well as, interestingly, 6 Skyclaws, including a pack leader and a Wolf Guard, Sky Leader, with a Thunderhammer and Storm Shield, the pack leader, sporting a Power Fist. So basically, seems to me a delivery system for an additional Power Fist and a Thunderhammer. I do like Sky Claws. I think they get overlooked a lot of times, but they do potentially the Blood Claw additional attacks on the charge is something that catches a lot of people off guard with how hard those guys hit for their cost. And in addition, the additional rerolls to charge the Blood Claws can get and Sky Claws can get it makes it a little bit more reliable to get them into melee. We also have, like I mentioned, a lot of shooting in this army. We have a Contemptor Mortis Dreadnought with 2 twin las cannons, as well as a Whirlwind and a second Contemptor Dreadnought with a twin las cannon and close combat weapon. So a little bit more balanced loadout on that one. We also have a unit of 5 Boltstorm Aggressors. Now, an interesting combo with the Aggressors in the Space Wolves, and this also works in Blood Angels as well, is either Boltstorm or Flamestorm Aggressors, as long as you can manage some rerolls on those Boltstorm gauntlets, can make it very difficult for your opponent to engage in melee. And the reason that that's important is that once you get them into your opponent's lines, be it via the outflank stratagem or just being able to run them off the table and having threat saturation of your opponent, so that they're not going to be able to get too many shots into those aggressors. As soon as you get them stuck in, your opponent probably doesn't want to charge them because they're going to get blasted by the 60-ish shots that those Boltstorm gauntlets are going to be putting out. And as long as they don't, you can just use the 1 CP stratagem to counter attack back in with a heroic intervention. So very interesting. It's sort of I don't know if it's a combo as much as a little tactic that you can use with models or units that are very difficult to or that are very dangerous in Overwatch in factions that have a heroic intervention stratagem. You can force them into your opponent, and if your opponent doesn't deal with them in shooting, you're just going to get into melee one way or another, and those aggressors are going to absolutely kick the crap out of some Admech if they're able to get there. Also, another great potential target for the outflank stratagem are aggressors. They can both shoot and melee pretty hard, which means that if you get Ragnar, you get those Wolfen up there, and you're going to be able to get those reroll charges in, you have a reasonable chance of getting the charge out of deep strike or out of outflank. And then in addition, you get to shoot a bunch of stuff to death the turn that you come in. So if you can, for example, in a setup like this, drop those guys in, shoot one of these ranger units to death, get a reasonable charge in the other one, try to get a wrap. Suddenly you're into your opponent's lines, and that's where we're going. Looks like the players have finished deploying, and we are beginning the pre-game movements for these Styges models, and I wonder what is hiding in that Dune Rider. Looks like everything deployed on the table, so we may just be running a Dune Rider off the table just to be there. I don't hate that. It's going to soak a lot of firepower to take those Dune Riders out, especially the Styges ones. So a lot of times you can really just sit on your you can, move them to the table to get onto objectives quickly and just body block your opponent physically from getting through places. I want to thank everybody in the stream for joining. We'll mention as well that we are multi-streaming between AOWPI and Tactical Tortoise. Unfortunately, John was called away tonight, so his regularly scheduled AOWPI stream had to be canceled. But we were streaming on Tactical Tortoise today, so we're going to be just doing that instead. Vala Bearable over in the AOWPI chat. We were playing 8th edition. Yeah, this is a T5S2 stream, and we don't have the 9th edition stuff yet up and running, although we do have all the rules at this point, so we are ready to go, and I think people are very excited about it. Looks like we're going to be doing some bombing runs with the Archaeopters here, but I want to thank everybody in this various streams for joining us and taking the time out of their day to watch some awesome Friday night Warhammer. It's very exciting. What are we doing here? Friday night 40K at Valdor in the chat room. Yeah, I just turned my mic down. I don't know what I did, but while I was recording yesterday, my mic became way more sensitive. I must have changed a system preference or something, and it kind of threw off a couple of my recordings recently. But I don't know why that is, but I've turned it down so everybody, so you don't get your ears blasted with my scratchy throat. Aled M11 in the chat as the son of Sanguinius back in the Wolves in this. Come on, lads. Yeah, let's see the Wolves get some good result, pull some good results out. We've had some interesting Wolf lists make the final tables or make the upper tables in T5S2 events in the past, but right now these big gunline lists, Mechanized Eldar and Adeptus Mechanicus are really gunning a lot of stuff down. That in between those, Lords of Skulls and super heavies like that. Space Wolves have had a little bit of a tough time with it, so we'll see how they're able to do today. Noah, what are the chances of she Ragnar killed with a crack grenade? I hope we do. That's hilarious. Admech and Mech Eldar are crushing it right now at the end of 8th. Yeah, I think we're getting to the point in 8th edition where it's becoming very solved, and the best lists in the game are getting worked out, and I think right now they look to be these Admech lists and this Mechanized Eldari. Mechanized Eldari, interesting, didn't really get anything between from outside its Psychic Awakening, but it just took a while for people to realize how insanely efficient. I guess it took a chapter approved, making Falcon super cheap as well. But it took a while for people to recognize how insanely efficient Mechanized Eldari is. Fortunately, it's about to be overturned in 9th edition, and we'll see how it goes. Although I did just play a very powerful Mechanized Eldar list game on stream on AOWPI last night. It was a very fun game against CBRN 84, but I did get totally tabled. Bobby Hall's in the chat. Yeah. Mechanized Eldar is still savage. What Canticle is live? I'm not 100% sure. Unfortunately, chat. It looks like we don't have an indicator for the Canticles, so I don't have a way of knowing right now. But I'm sure we'll find out as soon as these guys start shooting, and we'll see what becomes relevant. Nurgle Matthew, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. That's awesome. Yeah, big hype in the chat. That's great. Bobby Halls, yeah, they aren't sisters. No sisters on this table either, so. Looks like Tyraxii in the Scorpius. Very nice. So these are the sterilizers. So the flamer boys. Obviously no transports available for the other unit, but that's going to be brutal. I think this deployment from the Space Wolves feels extremely aggressive. If I were to say myself, and I think it's going to punish. They're going to get punished for it, unfortunately. I sort of expected to see a lot of outflanking from the Space Wolves here, and to rely on their incursors to sort of create some space for them, especially blocking that pregame move from the Styges detachment to make that a little bit harder so that the sterilizer play isn't quite as good, but with those 12-inch flamers, it is very difficult to stop. And that would open up some space for these Contemptors and the Whirlwind to maybe do a little bit of damage, try to take out some of these Disintegrators before stuff gets really hairy. But I think deploying these Wolfen out in the open is really asking for it, to be honest. And I think Son of Rust here is just saying, hey, man, I want to make all my 3+ vulnerable saves, dude. Just you watch. None of these guys are going to die, but we'll see how it goes. It's a lot of small arms fire from this Admech army, which is exactly how you kill Wolfen, is you just swarm a bunch of attacks. So we have the Tyraxii sterilizers coming in with those strength 4 phosphor torches for D6 shots apiece, and it looks like you could get probably 10 in there, so that's going to be a lot of hurt on this Wolfen squad. Not to mention that each of these Cerberus Raiders comes in with 4 shots apiece. Or 2 shots apiece, with their carbines. And each of the Scorpii is going to be bringing a ton of stubber shots in addition to the flyers as well. What are we doing here? We're also going to see probably 2 bombing runs under this Wolfen squad is what it looks like we're trying to get to. There you go. Boom. But a bit of some interesting interactions that you can sort of pull out here is if this Wolfen squad in the corner doesn't get totally obliterated, it can trigger its heroic intervention stratagem on. Is guys even incoherency? I guess that's probably 2 inches, right? They can trigger their heroic intervention stratagem into the Fusilov, and they can actually get an additional 6 inches of movement off of that. They can heroically intervene 6 inches towards it. As long as they don't stand in melee, they don't have to fall back, and then they can advance and charge still because they're wolfing into the wall here, and then charge into the disintegrators. It's probably still a pretty long charge. I imagine we saw the Canticle for +2 to charge off on the Wolf Priest. So even then, +2 to charge with rerolls. It's not great, but it is pretty relatively reliable. But that extra 6 inches of movement could be extremely important for that Wolfen squad to get up, and I think that might have been a mistake on the on Fulgrim's part, but we'll see if it matters because there's a non-zero chance these Wolfen will get absolutely plastered. Ooh, yeah, 2 down already. This is gonna be brutal, chat. No Ninja Wolf Reese either, Volibearable. Yeah, I know. That's a travesty. I would like to see some Ninja Wolf Reese on the table. Not to mention, Admech is sort of where you want those Ninja Wolf Reese. They can come in. They can get in on the flanks here. They can start fighting these Rangers on the sides, jumping around, stabbing some dudes. Nothing's really going to hurt them in melee. But yeah, this deployment feels like a mistake almost by the the Space Wolves. I'm not really sure what they're doing standing out in the middle of nowhere. Purple hopes they'll make it to the animal shelter at least. At Valor, yeah, this might be a fast game. I was rooting for the Space Wolves, but this is an interesting deployment to say the least. It is forcing a lot of aggression out of the Admech, but if they can kill all these Wolfen, there's not really much else in the Space Wolves list that can fight back. These Ferromite cannons are going to start super blowing them up. We'll take a real quick look while the players are playing out their first turn at the secondary objectives. Fulgrim's taken Recon, Ground Control, and the Reaper. The Reaper, an interesting pick. There's not a ton of wounds on the table for the Space Wolves. We do have the Tactical Marines, and each of these Wolfen counts as 2, obviously, as well as the Incursors. So the Incursor squads together are a Reaper point, and each of the Wolfen is... the Wolfen are worth like 1.5. Is that right? Just about. So it's probably theoretically maxable, especially if you start killing characters. Ground Control, I think a pretty good pick, generally speaking, for gunline armies like this. They usually can survive till the late game, and they are relatively fast compared to infantry, at least, but not quite the speed of mechanized Eldari. Over on Son of Rust's side of the table, we have the Big Game Hunter. Makes a lot of sense for all of the big shooty tanks on the table. We have Recon. It's going to be a tough one, I think, and we have Headhunter is the last one. Usually a pretty good pick against Adeptus Mechanicus because they have so many characters on the table, but I think unfortunately it's going to be tough to dig through the first couple ranks of fighters on this side. Recon could be a little awkward. I imagine we have some units in reserve. Yeah, it looks like we have the Grey Hunters in reserve, as well as the Aggressors and the Skyclaws, so a lot sitting in the strategic reserves here. So that Recon may be able to get a couple points up in there on Recon. I'm going to send it back to the players' mics here so we can hear them play out the rest of their first round. Yeah, I almost wonder if part of the strategy here is because you assume that the Wolfen are going to get sort of outclassed a little bit. They have a little tough time getting significant distance, and especially on units like the Cerberus that can fall back as soon as you charge them. You're going to get melee screened out pretty hard. Whereas the Wolfen eat so much firepower to kill, like they're probably going to die. But that said, they're going to take an entire round of shooting to kill, maybe not even all of them. And if that's the case, you can you can rest assured that the Contemptors are going to be pretty safe that first round. They're going to be able to shoot, maybe take these planes out if they get within 12. And that might be it might be a play from the Space Wolves to try to get to try to keep these Contemptors alive as long as possible by forcing shots into the Wolfen. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it's a cutting trick, but I hope it is.
Both fails. Do I feel no pain? I felt one pain.
Okay.
And then one more. And then
The last one.
was it? Yeah, the last one.
And then the
Didn't
3
feel it.
mortals.
So I got to do this one at a time because it. Oh no, it wouldn't matter actually.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't matter. Just him.
Later. Okay. This disintegrator is going to fire everything at the Wolfen.
I will spend 2 for transhuman physiology.
Okay. Hitting on 2s. Faramite cannon.
It's a big transhuman going down on this Wolfen squad.
Extra hit.
I like that play. If the plan here is to just eat all of the turn 1 firepower, the transhuman is absolutely crucial. Victor Bonchamp in the chat. How's it going? Thanks for joining.
See? Good.
Okay. D6 rockets. That's unfortunate. Hits. Wounding on 4s. Fails to wound. 9 stubber shots. One extra hit. Oops. 4s didn't make it. What the heck? Sorry, seems to be lagging a little.
Looks like you. Because I think this was a pass.
That was a pass. So
Yeah. So just take the ones on the bottom.
yeah, I'm trying to. There we go.
Oof.
No AP. No 1 damage.
Oof. 1 dice.
Okay.
I'll take you since cohesion doesn't matter at this point.
The next disintegrator is going to fire everything at this Wolfen squad. I'm going to spend 1 CP. So I get it back. I do not. I get +1 to hit, and it ignores cover. Not that that mattered.
Definitely doesn't matter.
Bobby Halls, yeah, we may see a heroic intervention from the Incursors. That would be good to tie up the Tyraxii, especially, so you don't have to worry about an Overwatch from that charge.
3 Invulns.
We'll see if those guys survive, to be honest. I mean, they may. We'll see how many Incursors are left alive. I'm excited.
3 hits, wounding on 2s.
Chad, has anybody had a chance to take a look at the final missions in the GT the GT packet that was just released or just spoiled today? Just leaked out of one of GW's many orifices.
Okay, CP1.
I do not get it back, and damage 2. He's
One
up
guy's
with
alive
1.
with a wound.
9 stubber shots.
Yeah, Orcs having a sad time. Space Wolves too, losing access to the
2 extra hits.
The
on
Stalker Pack
threes.
detachment. It was pretty obnoxious.
Threes, nice.
Deuce 83. Oh boy! Can't wait to
Making
use
safe
my
now.
new warp talons. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Victor Von Champ, yeah, this is 8th edition. We'll be
This Ranger
transitioning
squad's
over
gonna
to
fire
9th
these
for
incursors.
T5S2 in about a
6
week.
shots plus 4.
We just did post a big update on TTS40k.com for the T5S2 schedule.
Moving on.
A lot more
fours.
information about the invitational schedule has been posted up there, as well as some dates for some new
2 at no
events. We're going to be starting off 9th edition with a Youngblood style online event, as well as rapid
Arc
fire
shots.
pods. And then once the invitational's over, we're going to be starting regular pods for 9th edition later in August.
3 at -1.
1 fail.
1 damage.
Okay.
The
This
new
Ranger squad will fire at them.
for the questions in chat, the new GT document, which will be theoretically
Galvanics.
sort of the new competitive play standards for most of competitive 40k. Most of the big conventions
then.
are moving over to the GW's new document. They do not allow specialist attachments
Um,
anymore.
2 at no AP, 1 at AP1.
Oh, I'll take these as the fails if you
Okay.
want to. Do you want me to roll that 6?
No,
Maybe
it's fine.
an instance where we
So
see a
kills the
re-release
guy.
of them
Kills and
slowly as
wounds.
they get as we get more 9th
Fine, just
edition
flip the next
content.
guy over. Here you go.
But right now they're unfortunately I think a little bit inconsistent because we don't not every faction has
I'm
them.
lazy.
A lot of factions are
Sniper shots.
kind of left out in the cold.
2 hits. Wounding on 2s. 2 at -2.
1 fails.
D3 damage.
It
Doesn't
wouldn't
matter.
matter. He would die anyway.
That is true. You can't
This
you
pair of
can't use the
snipers over
fallback
here
strat
will
for the
fire at
Raiders
these Wolfen.
versus a heroic intervention.
Okay. No, they won't.
No, they won't. And they're not.
What's day,
real.
ISIS?
And then these 2 snipers are going to fire at that relic contemptor.
Sounds good.
They're gonna hit. T7.
Yes.
Wounding on 3s. 1 at -2.
He's fine.
You are making your saves like crazy here.
You know what? The All-Father protects today.
Yep. These sterilizers.
Vala Bearable, the specialist attachments
like
were
all
came
but
out
two
of
them.
Vigilus,
Yeah.
not Psychic Awakening. Though.
All but 2 of them.
So they're
plus, and the alpha.
Way
The
older
alpha
than
and the 2 are
than
going
the Psychic
here. The
Awakening
rest are going
releases.
into this squad.
Sounds good.
So it is
A lot.
7d6 flamer shots.
A lot.
Can't bring Stern and Kaiganel
Well, that's
because of
kinda
no specialist attachments. Are they a specialist attachment?
Well,
That would be weird.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Wounding on 4s.
yes, you are.
Well, they're wounding on 4s regardless.
Yeah.
AP1 ignoring cover, not that it matters. Here. 1 damage.
Kill 1 and 1 takes a wound. Who was wounded? Nobody.
Nobody in that squad.
I will flip you.
Yeah, Stern and
2d6.
Kaiganel are just a character unit you can put into an Imperium attachment. They don't require a specialist attachment.
I should switch that around. Oh,
3. AP1 ignoring cover into the incursors.
so 4 ups. 1 dies.
Yep. And then 5 shots with the shitty gun.
Yeah, specialist attachments
Why
are
is it
things,
shitty?
or just things like
'cause it's all
the
strength
Dreadwa
And it's not
or
flamer.
the Devastation Battery for Chaos Space
Why?
Marines or the
Because the alpha doesn't get
the
rest
Imperial
of the
Fist
loadout for some
Devastator thing.
ungodly reason.
So still.
Yeah, it's stupid. This Ranger squad will fire at the incursors.
Okay.
I believe all of them have line of sight to this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, they all do. Galvanics.
still a lot of incursors left on the table.
1 at -1.
Nope, fails. And so a guy takes a win.
It doesn't ignore cover.
I succeed, okay. What is this, by the way?
These are the arc rifles.
Yeah, Victor. Yeah, no server
3
to
at
mantle
-1.
anymore. Yeah, that's true. Which is, I mean,
Now
thank
I
goodness.
They are one. Those ones are 1 damage.
Cataphrons,
so.
look real good right now.
What else do I got to shoot? Not much. You've made a lot more. Oh no, I got this disintegrator. I want this incursor squad dead. It's gonna fire its Pheramite and rockets there. It's gonna put its stubber into this squad. Actually, no. Put it into the other squad because no, it will put it into this squad.
Okay.
Pheramite cannon. Well, I got 1 extra hit at least. One at -3, -4. Sorry.
This is this
is
squad, right?
That's into
Okay.
that incursor. AP
-3?
start. AP 5.
Oh, I just take it.
At 3 damage.
Bam.
Rockets. 6 rockets.
Oh yeah, this is the scary rockets actually. Ooh.
2s are dead. 1 extra 6. I'll put that to the side because it's different AP. The 3 at -3.
What's the damage of this?
Damage D3.
All right, so you gotta do this one at a time.
Kills
One
1.
dead. And
Kills 1.
Okay.
The extra 1 doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're all dead.
Yep. Stubbers. 9 stubber shots.
Yeah, there go the incursors.
This is going into the wolfen.
We're down to
Yep,
2, I think, on
the
the left-hand squad. Down to 3.
The
We
4.
still have
I
3
have
left.
to win on a 4. Wolfen.
Yes.
Hitting on 2s here. 3 extra hits.
Yes, right. Damn it.
Just 2.
One dies.
Well, 1.
Yeah, one dies and
Yeah.
one takes a win.
Yeah. Okay. Charges. The Dune Rider will charge the incursors.
Sure. Am I within 6 of you? Yeah, I'll throw a crack grenade. Crack. Nope.
Nope.
And then the other bolt guns. 1 hits.
T6.
Nope.
Nothing.
Nothing.
5 inches will get me there because you were in range to throw a grenade. Sterilizers will charge them.
You'll automatically get in.
Yeah, but I want a nice charge here.
5.
5 inches. Not as nice as I would have liked.
So, Chad, do you think we're going to see
Remove
a
the, dead
use of the
guys.
intervention
Yeah.
stratagem on this unit?
Thanks.
This unit did survive, so we could see them move 6 inches, sort of this direction, to move closer to the Archaeopter, and get that whole unit up here, basically, and then for the advance and charge into the building next turn, to try to get into those disintegrators or into this Dune Rider. Only 4 left in the unit, unfortunately, so we aren't going
They're
to
all gonna
see
get in,
a.
so.
Should be.
Would be difficult to
So
wrap
this guy
the
has to
Scorpius,
move around
but
to
that would be
help me
the
on my base.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
that would be the
It's okay.
preference.
It's hard to see them.
Yeah, that's one issue with the models I picked.
Yeah.
I probably
Okay.
need to revamp my selection.
So because I charge, I get an extra attack. They have 2 attacks each. I'm gonna do the alpha last. So 3 attacks per 3 times 27.
I guess we're not going to see that strap.
Hitting on 3s.
The issue with charging the Raiders is their stratagem to fall back. So basically,
on 3s.
it's extremely difficult to charge them. They are cavalry, so they can't go through the
They get an
walls,
extra strength for charging.
but they probably
okay.
will be able to make
Yeah.
it, over here.
Yeah.
So I think with that extra distance, I don't
They're
think
pretty
those
nice. I love-
Wolfen
I
are
like
going to be
these
able to
guys.
get into them.
AP1.
Yeah, they're just better than Swooping Hawks in all the ways.
6. That's the squad.
Huh?
That's the squad, right? AP1.
AP1. Oh yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Yep, that's a squad.
And I will choose not to consolidate.
Consolidate. Fair enough.
He will though.
All right, decent turn from the
Consolidate 6 inches.
Adeptus Mechanicus there.
Pile in 3, consolidate 3.
Okay, whatever.
He hadn't moved. He hadn't activated yet.
All right, is that it?
That is it. I'm gonna flip it over.
I don't know what the spatial player is worried about here. That is literally how the rules work.
And the leaderships. Tell me 1, 2, 4.
Yeah, we're in morale.
4.
I think that if there's one thing I mean, it seems like the Wolfen, aggressive Wolfen placement wasn't the worst because they did survive the turn. It didn't actually take as many casualties as I was expecting. I was expecting one unit to get fully killed for sure. And he did kill half of them, but not the entirety. But the incursors definitely felt like they were thrown away.
I already got
This position seemed pretty safe. And it did require a charge to kill them, but I don't know what these guys were doing. I think they should have been here. I guess he was trying to block a pregame move,
no
but
bonus.
I'm not sure that there was any pregame moves they needed to be worried about.
Get there.
Besides this one.
All right, I just need you to pass it on to my turn.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
All good.
I already flipped it to you, so.
All right, then. Let me take these casualties out.
I got a recon, and I'll count Reaper at the end. That's got a close combat weapon, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
That's scary.
Yeah.
You'll stay here. You'll stay here.
They're moving half. I did tremor shells that squad.
So half movement, half advance
move.
as well?
Yep.
Okay. So 3.5 plus...
Oh, so we used the
This includes
tremor shells
their,
bomb
whatchamacallit,
strat on these guys. Okay, so
charges?
Yes.
that's significantly.
Sounds good.
Tremor, it's such a nasty ability.
I totally forgot to do my litany this turn. Oh.
Yeah, just to be clear, the stratagem doesn't half charges. It says it does, but it can't mechanically do that.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ruling in the FAQs if you want to look at it in the Discord, but
Oh, for your guys'. Okay.
yeah, for the tremor shell
Yeah.
strat, or the equivalent of it, because it uses the exact same wording as tremor shells.
Oh, I boxed myself in there.
Pro tip for GW: don't copy and paste your wording if it doesn't make sense to begin with.
Forgot to take these guys away.
Oop, you got my.
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
Oh
about
no!
No worries.
Took a raider with him.
that.
So that half move is really going to hurt those Wolfen. I would have liked to see that intervention into the plane. Not to engage it, obviously. That wouldn't get you anywhere, but to at least use the extra movement to get up the table. At the very least, you can force them to use that stratagem.
Somewhere else.
Oh yeah, poor Admech and Marines. The two worst factions in the game.
He's on the bottom front. I'm not sure.
Getting debuffed by rulings.
What does this guy have? Does that shaft work? Shaft
It
work?
does work in close combat.
It does work in close combat?
Yep.
Interesting.
No, sorry, no, it's just ranged weapons.
That's,
So.
oh yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, geez. It's a little nasty.
I haven't had anybody try to punch one yet.
Where was you? Yeah, they got two. Hey,
And we did
don't-
say
we
before
don't
the
shoot
game,
things now. We punch them.
this is a pretty cool proxy for Ragnar Blackmane here that
I forgot to
Son of
move
Russ
from
has
Cerberus.
picked out.
Yeah, they were going like 12 or
Yeah,
something.
so
He mentioned he had a tough time
don't
finding
think
a
there's room for
Ragnar
you to fit
Blackmane
along
in the workshop.
No,
I think there
that's
is
not
one,
bad.
but you have to dig pretty far to get it. But I
I'm
think this is
basically
a pretty
trying
good
to
stand-in. I like this model a lot. Yeah, I mean, Noah in the chat, I'm pretty confident that GW is unaware of the tremor shells interaction. I think they have no idea how poorly that
you're staying
they've worded
put.
that.
You're staying put.
Because it's kind of shocking that they've gone through like 3 erratas and haven't addressed it yet in the
Totally
Space
forgot
Force
to do
book
my
or Space Marine book.
fucking litanies. All right then, let's proceed on to psychic,
Okay.
and we're done. On to shooting. All right then, good old Shootson. He's gonna toss a crack grenade.
Okay, -1 to hit.
Sounds good. Worse. He misses. Ragnar will send his bolt pistol that way too.
Okay.
Hits
That'll
you.
hit. T7.
So 5s. Nope. Let's see, where do I want you to shoot? This whirlwind is gonna fire all of his big guns here
Okay. -1 to hit.
into this guitar. Oh yeah.
There's Styges.
There's Digis. I get 6 shots. Didn't matter.
Yeah. T3.
Doses. -2.
6 up in Vuln. 3 dead.
That's good. Intercessors are going to fire everything they got into this fusillade.
Okay.
1 crack grenade.
Okay. -1 to hit.
Sounds right. Hits ya.
Okay. 5s.
Nope. And then 8 bolt rifle shots. 3's a hit. Wait, 4's a hit?
4's to hit. If you right click the it'll delete everything under it.
Yeah. 2 wounds. -1.
2 wounds. Down to 8.
Okay. Contender Mortis is going to fire everything he's got here.
Okay. -1.
Yep. He's hitting on 3s.
No, yeah, I think they would have to receive a VHS.
I will. Yeah. I got this. I'll see
tape in order to watch that.
Do I gain it? Do I gain it?
It's only been in the last like 2 weeks that they've
I do gain it.
kind of realized that the internet exists, right?
Hitting you on 3. Oh, sorry, wounding you on 3s. I knew that was going to happen.
But I do encourage
so
people
no
to
save.
send emails to GW and tell them how
damage.
they screwed up because clearly they are unaware of
damage.
themselves.
2 damage, excuse me.
Taylor in the chat, I would imagine that there's more Day 1 erratas incoming because a lot of things have not been addressed yet that were broken by the new mechanics that need some fixing. And some of the Day 1 erratas were flabbergasting to me, honestly. They were very confusing.
Because your
If I toss on Shroud Psalm, I can get it. I potentially could get it with Shroud Psalm. Let's put it that way.
I'm just going to target this one for sake. And
Fire
then I'm
to
going to
hit.
fire his hand bolter into the squad since it's the closer one.
Okay. There is no negative to hit this Ranger squad.
Cool. Last cannons first.
-2. Do you ignore the heavy penalty?
No, but I still hit you because I'm 2+. So because I'm -3, I go from 2+ to 5. Yep. Hit you.
Wounds,
ya.
no save.
Yep, and then D6 damage.
1 damage.
Of course, I roll 1
I'm
damage.
less.
Can't reduce that either.
I haven't had a chance to look over every single stratagem or every single FAQ. But I know in terms of the factions that I play, Tyranids have a stratagem that literally doesn't do anything right now.
4 up armor.
It generates D3 CP for the cost of 1 CP, and you're always capped at generating 1 CP per round. So you just spend 1 CP and then you gain 1 CP back.
Radiant.
And I know I think there are a couple other instances in the game with similar regeneration abilities
these riders
that are now useless.
No, he won't do that actually.
I'm sure I can find some additional stuff like that.
I think that's all my shooting. I can do.
It's also questionable how cover works right now, right? Because there's different variations of cover and things that provide cover now.
Charge here.
Okay.
Is it light cover or heavy cover? Nobody knows. I
What's
think a lot of them got errata, but
he's
I'm not sure all of them
There's
did.
no point. I might have done it if you weren't in cover.
What were you gonna do?
Cognis Overwatch. I Overwatch on a 3-up.
Oh wow.
Yeah, nothing there. It's 12 shots too, so it's nothing to scoff at either.
I get a 9, so I'll just send myself flying.
But there were also things that randomly buffed models that was like sort of out of the blue, but
You gotta get a little closer.
and I was sort of confused why they
Yep. No, I'm at
they
the
took
one.
this opportunity to
this
add
one
additional
called
rules to models
Charger
that they didn't have before. But
Riders.
I guess that wasn't.
Okay, I'm going to spend 2
Didn't
CP
really matter.
instead of firing Overwatch. They're gonna fall back 12 inches.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, the assassin strat as well does the same thing. Okay, yeah. So here's the Cerberus Raiders using their stratagem to fall back. So probably not going to be in threat range to be charged. There's a reason why those guys are standing there. Little bit of a tight spot for these guys, or is a non-zero chance like they could not have gotten out of that position, and they may have been a little bit too clustered in. I don't know if this alleyway is exactly where they want to stand, but we'll see how it goes. Still looks like the charge is possible for the Wolfen. Just
And that is
11.
instead of firing Overwatch for that round.
Well, you're still within the 12, so I can still attempt it.
Yep. They got a reroll on it.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's so
10,
close!
That's out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
yeah.
sad.
That is out.
And it sounded like the litany did not go off this turn for +2 to charge. So that is
All right. Well,
that is too bad. They would have made it in.
Alrighty then.
Hmm.
That's interesting. These Wolfen will charge both the Cerberus and your flappers here.
We already said that they're out of line of sight there. They do get to fire Overwatch on this set, though.
It doesn't prohibit them from doing it for the rest.
Yep, it's just for that, instead of firing Overwatch for that time.
How many shots do they got?
2 shots each, so 14 shots. Assuming, yeah, they're all in range.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, go ahead. They're strength 4.
Yep.
All right, then, yeah, you're fine.
6 hits.
Yep.
6s are an extra hit from the Dominus aura. I will put those to the side. Actually, no, the extra AP doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Wounding on 4s. 2 mortals and 4 at no AP.
How are these? Oh, yeah, because they're snipers. Oops. 2 fails, so I'll just roll all these together. Because they could just die right here. Nope, one's alive.
One's up with... No, they're dead. He's wounded.
Nope, well, that was an error. Alright, well, just so you can get your Overwatch out of the way, he's going to charge both squads.
Okay, I'll start with the the Stubbers. T7, right? 2, no AP.
Takes a wound.
Okay. 96 flamers. Two, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 5s and 6s. 10 AP1 ignoring cover. One damage each.
Five.
And then the Alpha. 1 hit. 6s. Nothing.
Seven. So I'll get him to both.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll charge your sterilizers.
Okay.
7.
He's good.
Yeah, he cranks it. Yeah, I'll make them fight last. Did I forget any other charges? No, nobody else can really do anything. Alrighty then. On to... I'll start with the battle leader.
Okay.
I will spend 1 CP for Touch of the Wild.
Extra D3.
Now it's every 4, 5, and 6 my attacks explode.
Okay. And he's throwing with a Thunder Hammer.
Yes. And I think... Do I want to do the other one? Nah, it's not really worth it.
So 4 attacks.
5 attacks. Oh, yeah, 4 attacks, that's right.
And you're hitting on a 2 still because of your trait.
I
So,
explode
8
4
attacks.
Yeah, that was a pretty unfortunate Overwatch for sure into those Wolfen. You got him with the doubles, the exploding
T3.
6s. And then in addition, those guys do mortals, and they
Yeah,
just rolled.
right.
I mean, they rolled lights out,
6
I
up
think,
and
right there.
Of course you do.
On 14
There's
shots.
Skitari. That's
3
still
damage
7,
each.
7 dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. And then I will, because am I touching your base? I did
You
actually
are.
touch your base. Alright, well.
You had to, unfortunately, to get there.
Unfortunately not close enough for his rerolls. Oh well. Alright, 4 attacks here.
You're at 6 wounds. That's a tier 2, right?
No, he's 12. It shouldn't be tier 2.
3 to 6. Hitting on 3s. 3 attacks. So 4
So
with
hitting on,
shocks. Yep.
hitting on 2s.
Yep. Because your trait.
Yep. And strength. He's strength 7, 14, so 2s.
2s.
Mine
AP.
is 3.
6s.
3
9
damage each.
damage. Down to
Yep.
3. I do not see a point of interrupting, so.
I wouldn't either. Just realized I kept writing her out.
You can, when you consolidate, you can go there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put him in Ragnar's aura.
Yeah.
So that way you can reroll the 2s, so you swing with his Power Fist, hitting on 2s.
So the fist, not the. Okay, yeah, good. I see.
Hit you all the time. Strength 8, so
Boosh.
3s. So
6 up
what was-
armor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Make 1.
It's gonna be 4.
No, it's full damage. Yeah, it's still 4 though. I can math. Swingbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Dune Rider gets 1, I think, or D3. I'm not sure. 3. It's 1. You on a 6?
It's a really unfortunate turn from the
He hits.
Space Wolves here. Unfortunately, the Admech kind of tearing them up. Looks like Son of Rust maybe wasn't aware of the fallback stratagem for the Cerberus Raiders.
Wound.
Definitely, I think declaring them as
helicopter.
a charge target for the 2 Wolfen was a mistake. Just getting into the sterilizers and wiping those guys out would put those
5,
Wolfen,
right?
while not in a great
He's a
position.
6, so 3 attacks.
There's not much that threatens them on this side of the wall,
Hitting on a 5.
especially with this Scorpius beat up that hard.
Three hits.
But unfortunately, only a couple damage getting plinked around various
One at no AP.
various vehicles. I don't think is enough damage from these
Okay.
from the Space Wolves. And we may see an insane bravery
So they will not
into
get that
the
extra
Taraxii
attack.
to deny Son of Rust a kill even this turn.
And they did not do either of those, so they will not get the extra 8 strength either. So they're just gonna come. So we're gonna go there. We'll go there. So 4 attacks with the claws. Threes, 4s. Two at -1.
Good.
Okay, and then 3 swings with a arc maul. The hell's the alpha got? Taser goad.
Taser.
2 hits, no extras.
Taser.
Wounding on 3s, fails to wound.
Yep.
Let me do my consolidate. So I gotta pull up this bubble. Yeah, I can do it. Okay. Did you kill a unit outright this turn?
Morale.
Yeah. Leadership 9 from Rex. I'm lost 7. Do I just want to make them? No, because I could fail somewhere else. 7 plus 3 is 1. 1 runs. Get rid of the alpha now. Over here, I lost 3. Leadership 7.
Sterilizer's still alive.
They're good. Lost 3. Leadership 7.
It looks like these guys will probably be okay.
They're good.
So no kills for the Space Wolves team. Yeah, this is not the opening that you want from the Space Wolves. And unfortunately, I think
that's all my morals.
the gambit to jump to leave the Wolfen out in the open was an interesting one, but it certainly didn't pay off here. The Cerberus Raiders too powerful of a melee screen.
And I don't.
And this looks like it may be maybe a quick one.
You do
unfortunately
have a point of big game hunter, but you can count that at the end.
I think I would have liked to have seen those Wolfen maybe outflank, but it is awkward. There's not really a great place for them to stand going second.
I can heal my wounds.
Maybe they just go on the middle and
count the wounds. So you got 2, 6,
and hope for the best.
9,
so, but this situation is going to happen more often than not. I think.
Oh, what the fuck?
I just generally grab a 12.
Yeah, it works better, I guess, because...
There you go. There you go. I got it over here.
Okay.
Plus 1 big game hunter. That's what I generally do. I got it locked, so it doesn't go anywhere. Can you rotate it over to me?
Sure.
Or on my time? Okay. Beginning of the turn. I am going to roll my mechanical.
Yeah, and I'll do my Litany of Hate.
Okay.
It doesn't go off, I will CP that.
Okay.
It goes off this time.
Okay. I got Litany 2, which is my Mars Litany.
But you can choose the same Litany.
I can get it if I roll for it. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
That's annoying that they're doing that. This Archaeocopter over here will cover.
DJ Nightmare, yeah, the Admech armies are favoring vehicles very heavily right now. They still take a pretty wide variety of units. They mostly focus on the 3 disintegrators and 3-ish airplanes, usually 3 to 4 planes or Archaeopters. But they still do take, a double battalion, 2 battalions and an air wing or something similar to that.
90, go a couple inches.
The rest of the vehicles are 90. Just Dune Riders. You can't stand there.
We want to go here. This Dune Rider over here will fall back. Is it moving in this tier? 6 inches. These sterilizers will fall back a little bit.
Follow Bearable. Tell the bards to edit this one as much as possible. I'm not wrong.
Manipules will be increasing move speed.
I wonder how this matchup changes in 9th edition. I actually think Space Wolves may be in a good place in 9th edition. Wolfen are exactly the kind of units that you want to have. They're hyper difficult to kill. They can, you can use the heroic intervention strat on anybody trying to contest your objectives, and they can just sit around for a while and kill anyone who touches them. I think that Space Wolves may actually be in a not terrible spot. Oh, did the points change hit him though? Oh, that's too bad.
They'll advance. They're moving.
But I mean, if you're not taking anything else in your list, then it's
so they're
fine.
Gonna. Oh wait, I forgot. There is.
Yeah, I guess they could just play into assault intercessors for sure.
Bigger advance for that. I need another 2 inches. It's not worth it.
I think Admech are still in a
They're gonna fly over here and then fly back a little bit.
still in a good place to be good in 9th edition. They're going to be. Their vehicles went up significantly, but they're still playable for sure. And a lot of the Adeptus Mechanicus game plan sort of falls into.
Sorry, who's flying over here?
What are we doing?
These Skystalkers.
It plays into what you want to be doing in 9th ed.
They have a flag keyword.
They have.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were deep striking them for a second.
Nah, they got out of the boat.
They have a lot of heavy armor that they can use to get up the table. They have a lot of relatively resilient units,
Their little grenade packs.
and they can deal immense damage to stuff standing on objectives to
This
kill them
Ranger
off,
squad will advance.
and then take the 4 with things like Electro Priests and
9.
Sidonian Dragoons and units like that can stick around on objectives for a turn. I think Admech are going to be in a good spot.
This Dune Rider will advance. Going 12, or sorry, 17. Okay. Raiders are gonna go forward.
Dr. Dudes, how am I feeling about Grey Knights in 9th edition? I'm not sure yet. I think I haven't had a chance to look through their points changes, so I haven't had a chance to build lists with them. I think it seems like they have some playable strategies, for sure. And it's mostly going to be the same that they were doing in 9th ed. They're just going to have to play a little bit more aggressively and rely on their psychic powers going off. But you can play into like attrition secondary very well, and you can use. You have some interesting plays
inches.
using like dynamic insertion to teleport Terminators and OBSEC units onto objectives to take them from your opponent, and then hit them with a bunch of bolters. Not to mention that having a billion CP is super good for Grey Knights. It probably doubles the damage output of the army, which is insane. We just hope to see that their Brotherhood of Psychers ignore the -1 to cast or the +1 warp charge on smites. Hopefully that gets eroded relatively quickly, and if so, then I think they'll be in a pretty reasonable spot for sure.
I have to go pretty far for that.
Definitely looks like sweet JPTV Death Guard Admech top tier 9th edition armies. I think Chaos Nurgle Chaos right now in general looks insane. Death Guard especially. It's going to be really good. Again, plays right into what you want to do in 9th, which is get to objectives and then stand on them for a really long time and shoot your opponent off there, which is what Death Guard have been doing for ages.
Fusil will bomb this Wolfen squad. How many are left?
4.
So 4 bombs. Three mortals.
Yeah, 2 Terminators, 1 Paladin squad. I like that.
I think one.
I was playing around with 2 Paladins, 1 Terminator, and it felt a little light on bodies. So switching one of the Paladin squads out, I think, is probably maybe the way to go.
This one will bomb these intercessors.
But the fact that the whole army can fit really easily into a single battalion is super good.
Nothing.
And especially if
then the last one
the meta moves into a direction where people are taking sort of high volume troops choices to obsec objectives, that's exactly what Grey Knights want to kill. So and it's harder to kite Grey Knight out of line of sight shooting because you can they can just cover most of the objectives on the table from one position.
10 bombs. 5s.
I have it percolating in my head, sweet JP, but I haven't looked at the. Woo!
I'm always in time for that.
That was a big ol' roll. They,
Phase,
I haven't
attempt to give these
had a
Sky
chance to
Stalkers
sort
5
of
up
put
and
it,
vulnerable.
write it down anywhere, or
Goes
look
off
through
within
things
10.
too concretely yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a busy week for me.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were going to. He will Terrify Ragnar. Goes
Biggest
off
loser
on,
feels like orcs, though, to be honest.
9.
Like, holy
-1
crap.
to his leadership and -1 to his hit rolls.
They went from being sort of aggressively
What's his
mediocre
leadership?
to being on the upper end of playable to being.
Okay,
I
so
don't.
I get a
Yeah, I don't
command
know how
point.
that army make that army work now. I think that's the number one biggest change.
And then he will
Ugh.
smite.
Harlequins, Custodians,
Off on
clear winners for
9.
points. Probably true.
For 1 mortal.
Drukari, maybe Drukari got it worse than orcs, but Drukari didn't lose any specialist detachments, right? Like,
Shooting phase.
even though the relic shock went up,
The Daedalus,
a bunch of points,
he ended
45
up
points or
is
whatever.
going to mark
Like, you
Ragnar.
could, it's probably worth 100 and whatever it was, whatever it is now, still. But not being able to take a relic shock at all is it's like a nail in the coffin. But
Raiders
Custodians
gonna
look
fire
sweet right
Ragnar.
now for sure. I think it feels to me like Psychic Awakening was a bigger deal for Custodians than the point changes,
Not rerolling ones.
but we'll see.
Not within any of the fun bubbles. Wounding on 4s. T4, right?
Yep.
This game is unfortunately looking like a
1
bit of a
mortal
rout.
And 3 in no AP.
We do have a lot in reserve for the Space Wolves. And it does look like the Admech have been screening out pretty well
Rex
to
will
keep
fire a
them
bolt pistol at him.
contained. I like this screen here from the Admech player to force, if anything's
4,
able to
1
come
no
out,
AP.
even this area, it's going to probably be forced into a charge through the forest,
Will
making
fire
that an
D3
11.
shots at him.
And then we have these guys screened
3
out
shots.
pretty well back to the Space Wolf deployment
hitting
zone.
on 2s.
So we're just looking for the Sky Claws to deep strike in and hopefully get some work done.
Yes, hitting on 2s from his own buff. Wounding on 3s.
This Ranger unit got blasted.
2
We
at
could
-1.
potentially see... I don't know if there's room for that Skyclaw unit here
It's only 12-inch pistols.
to try to get
Yeah,
into
yeah,
purple
that's
or
right.
pink and get a wrap off.
Yeah,
Looks like
sorry,
they
what's the
may
minus
be
again?
screened
-1.
out. But the Admech are all over the table at this point.
1 damage.
1 damage? Okay.
This Archaeocopter over here will fire at those intercessors. Uh, 5, no AP.
Take 1 wounded.
I don't think any of them are wounded. Yeah, you made them all.
They shouldn't be.
This back disintegrator here will fire at this relic contemptor with everything. Cannons. Rerolling 1s. 4 hits. Toughness.
7.
3s. 3 at -4.
I take 1.
3 damage.
Alright. I take 2.
Okay. Rockets.
This matchup feels to me like an
rockets.
extremely uphill battle for the Space Wolves to begin with, mostly because of the power level of Admech right now, and sort of the mismatch in the matchup in general. Admech have become much more resilient against melee threats than they were
Do not wound on
with
2.
units like the Raiders and the sterilizers, but also with their ability to fall back and shoot with
1
vehicles,
at -4.
which kind of counteracts a lot of the Space Wolves game plan. That said, I think the Space Wolves
he's
deployment
got,
was
5
much
up
too
and
aggressive.
Yep.
I'm not sure why these Contemptors were sort of deployed all over the map. That makes them easy to kind of pick off and take out. I would like to have seen the Space Wolves just castle in this objective, or maybe fit an objective behind this ruin, especially since they could try to focus on wherever the Admech didn't have a lot of firepower, and try to survive as long as possible until they could bring outflankers in.
This one. I Actually, sorry, those would be. Sorry, I'm at it.
And if they can deliver their Wolf Priest with the Litany
So those would be at
to
81,
wherever
my mistake.
their outflankers are
Which
coming in, and try to get some rerollable 7-inch charges.
Because they're within half range.
With the extra distance you get
So,
from the Canticle of Hate, you can pretty easily get wraps off,
Sorry
and
about
once Wolfens start getting wraps off in your army, they can kind of plow through.
those two.
And that's, I think, the path to victory for the Space Wolves, and just putting the Wolfen right in the front
Sterilizers will
and
fire
asking
at
your
this
opponent to shoot them is
battle
not
leader.
where you want to be at.
Okay.
Flamers.
I do think Space Wolves benefit a ton from going first, and so do Admech, in fairness.
T4, right?
Space Wolves definitely, I think, needed to go first this game, and Admech could have done either.
5 at -1.
But
It takes you.
not. It seemed like the Space Wolves deployment almost looked like they were expected to go
3
first,
invul.
but they were not.
Oh yeah, he's got a storm shield. Okay.
Wonder if a rematch would change the Space Wolves game plan from the get go.
Snipers into the relic. And the 3 ground guys.
Yep.
3 ground guys. 2 hits. Failed a wound. 2 sniper shots. 2 hits, wounding on a 3. 1 mortal and 2 at -2.
Strength 8.
From the Mars Canicle.
Okay. I mean, they succeeded both ways, and he's dead.
Okay.
And he does a blow.
Okay. Other disintegrator here will fire his his Faramite cannon into the Wolf Guard. Actually, he'll put everything but the Stubbers into the Wolf Guard, the Stubbers into Ragnar. I think he can do that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter at this point.
No, I was making sure nothing else was closer.
Mhm.
Faramite cannon. 1 hit. Minus invuln.
Okay, he's dead.
Rockets are wasted. 9 Stubbers. Three extra hits. T3 or T4, sorry.
He's good.
Okay. This disintegrator. Fire everything at Ragnar. He's not within auras. He's not within Dominus aura, so. Sorry, the 2's hit because of Daedalus. Those will be AP1.
It's Ragnar?
Yep.
Uh-huh. And he's dead.
Okay. Skystalkers into the Wolf Priest. 1 CP for +1 to hit, then negate the -1 to hit. 45 shots because the Alpha can't shoot. Five's the wound.
And dead.
Okay. Charges. The Archaeocopter charging the Whirlwind, and I guess the Intercessors because he has to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. I'll just fire all bolt rifles. All right, yeah.
I can't fail the charge. I'm just gonna basically touch the.
You're just gonna touch both, yeah.
Yeah. He'll put his 3 swings into the intercessors. One hit. Fails to wound.
All right, the intercessors are all gonna pile in so they can get their attacks. Just have to switch over so I can get in. No, here. Okay, so that's gonna be 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. Shoots a hit.
Shoots to hit?
5, 7.
Oh yeah, because wolves. 3 of
Admech.
armor. 1 goes through. Down to 7.
All right, and then the whirlwind will hit you twice.
So I wonder where the optimal
what's your
drop
toughness?
point
T7.
for the
All right, 5.
the Space Wolves reserves is at this point.
That didn't matter.
The aggressors may be looking at to get into this corner and get shots into
Nowhere
the Sky Stalkers, and then maybe a charge into this Dune Rider.
My time?
Yep, it is on your time. I believe I have double recon. I do, in fact, have double recon.
If the Sky Cause can go into the center here,
Yep.
that seems absolutely where they should be going.
Pull your roll. Whirlwind's out. The intercessor will stay in.
Okay.
That's all my movements. I can't do anything else.
But I do.
And you pretty much boxed me in here, so I might as well.
I do like this play from the Adeptus Mechanicus to drop off the into hover mode on the Archaeopters and just use them to tag artillery. It's sort of a rub in at this point, but so it does look like this central area is being screened off by the vehicles. So I doubt that we could fit Sky Stalkers in there, and it looks like they're going to come down. Maybe try to get a wrap on this Dune Rider.
Oh, here.
I think it's actually about the same.
Wonder if we could see the Contemptor Mortis knock one of these vehicles out for a kill this turn. We're kind of spitting in the wind, but we'll see how it goes for the Space Wolves. Sam in the chat, the first Contemptor was here, and that's dead. The Contemptor Mortis is in the ruin down here with the aggressors coming in. And to be fair, I don't hate the play from the Space Wolves of splitting off the Dreadnoughts. That means that your opponent has a much tougher time avoiding all of the last cannons. But I think in this situation, when you have to castle so hard to not get totally blasted, I think that I would have liked to have seen them deploy much more conservatively than they did.
Contemptor will try to last. You see here, yeah, it'll attempt to last him.
Okay.
Minus 2.
-1. No,
minus
just
one?
-1. You're within 12.
Hit you 3 times. I wound you 3 times.
6s.
Yep. So, and 2d6 damage. Of course.
Oh no!
They're gonna fire all their guns.
Well, at least the chaff launcher doesn't work because you can't reduce below 1. Jesus, that is brutal. Absolutely brutal.
30. Be 9, 11, 13, 14.
And then 30, right?
Yeah, 30. Thank you.
Because they're all same profile, essentially, right?
Yep.
Threes or 4s?
Yep. Yeah. There's no point using that other strat. And 5s. All at -1.
Yep. 4 up armor.
Yeah.
Well, that sucked.
They're firing all their pistols in this thing.
5 aggressors in
Okay.
Contemptor Mortis. You get 3
Alright,
damage
yeah.
through. Sick.
Yep.
Some pretty unfortunate rolling from the Space Wolves.
It does not have hard hit. 1
Oh, one.
goes through.
Hey. Alright, charge to declare. Skyclaw's into here. These guys into here.
Where's my alpha at? There he is. Okay, the alpha's out, I believe. Yeah. So it'll just be everybody else. Why is that disappearing? That's weird.
Yeah, these guys have like a weird, something weird with them.
45 shots. Fives. No AP.
They're good.
Okay.
Alright, just need a 9.
You got it.
Yeah? Hey, what's that? Well, if you want, you can roll the.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna Cognis Overwatch there.
Sure.
Four. No AP.
Okay. I failed mine. They're all equal distance, doesn't actually matter. I take this. And he needed a 9. Ah, what the hell? Use my last CP. See if I can get a 6.
You did.
Oh, wow.
Well, at least we're rolling into a 6 here. For the Space Wolves, it's small mercies, I guess.
Alrighty then.
Both outflankers
I'll
in a
just
melee.
start with
We'll see
these
how it
guys.
goes. I don't think these aggressors are going to really do anything. They're going to probably kill most of the Taraxii, but
Oh, wait, no, he has to go closer to.
that's just going to open them up to get killed. Hopefully the Wolf Guard, or the, not the Wolf Guard, excuse me, the Skyclaws can get a ramp on this guy and at least survive the turn. I think I would have liked to have seen both units get in there and try to protect themselves off of the Dune Rider, but we'll
Yeah,
see
I
how it
think
goes.
this one might have to go a little bit.
Time for the comeback. I'm hoping.
Even then, he can.
I got my fingers crossed for these
do this
Space Wolves.
weird diagonal, and you'll still be within range of this aggressor. Alrighty then. That's gonna be. Because they're 3 Ps, aren't they? Yes, they are. So that's gonna be 15 plus 5, so that's gonna be 20 plus
Plus
1.
21.
Plus 1. Plus 1 for pack meter, so 21.
Fours?
13 hits.
Oh yeah. Never mind. I forgot your wolves.
Yep.
5
many?
vulnerable.
They have a 5 of them?
From Rex.
Okay.
There.
Are they multi-wound models?
They
Yes,
are 2 wound models.
So I have to do this one at a time. Of course. So one goes away.
Yep. Two goes
One more
away.
dies.
3,
Another dies. Another dies.
4,
Another dies.
5.
Then one more dies. And the last one. Another dies.
Down to 3. Actually, I think I wanted to leave this guy. Yeah. Because Rex. Let me pull these guys out of the way. I'm gonna roll their morale. They're good.
Cool. And their swipes into here because they're all in range. Yeah, they're not gonna kill that thing.
Yeah, the hammer could do a lot of damage.
Yeah, no, it isn't. All right, Thunderhammer, hit on 3s. Wounded on 3s. 1 at -3.
Okay,
Right,
the
and
hammer will not do damage.
Power Fist. 1.
Goes through.
1. I got 3 regular dudes. It's gonna be 3 times 4, which is 12. So 2s. No AP.
2 more damage.
Alright, and then the swings into your Archaeoraptor. They're down to 12 now.
Yep.
And they're hitting on 3s. Okay. Oh. 1. No AP.
Good.
Yep.
It's 3 swings back. Uh, 2. No AP.
Good.
Okay.
I don't kill anything again. And I hold 1.
Disappointed in the
My
piling
turn.
consolidate from the Sky Claws.
Can you flip it?
Can easily wrap that tank, and we're not doing it right now.
This Archaeocopter is gonna do one of these weird
That in mind should be probably a wrap up this turn, I think.
and turn around.
Pretty unfortunate for the Wolves, but bit of a whisper going out of 8th edition rather than a bang.
These guys will.
Hopefully, we'll see them
advance.
do some incredible things in 9th, but we'll find out. Are people in the chat? Is everybody playing 9th edition yet? Have you had a chance to try out the new points values? And has anybody had a chance to try out the changes to the missions that was just were just released in or just leaked today? I know I'm excited this coming week to get stuck into some map creation. And to start play testing some ideas for the Invitational to get things going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know a lot of people waiting for Battlescribe. It is a little awkward not having a a good list building solution out there. Especially since Games Workshop they did. I think they announced that the app would be up and running by the time Indomitus pre-orders went up, and that was not the case. So their special app isn't even available yet. But I hope we do see Battlescribe continue. I think making 40K as accessible as possible for people is important. And unfortunately, the GW app is certainly not doing that, but Battlescribe is.
Within 18 inches.
Noah has determined the custodians are good when they make every single invulnerable save. That's good. That's good to know. I had that inkling in my head, but it's good that someone has experienced it firsthand and can give me some firsthand knowledge. I have heard that making invulnerable saves is good. I'm playing Zone Thropes at the moment in my Tyranid army for exactly that reason, so I can make some invulnerable saves. But also, just having Zone Thropes to sit on objective is pretty strong. Because they are very difficult to kill. Turns out when you give an entire unit Storm Shields, as Custodies know, it is pretty good. Fun fact. Yeah, Custodies are going to be brutal. I wonder, I'm almost like, when I started playing, I was like, oh, maybe I'll play Custodies because they look cool. They look, they have some fast models, resilience, teleporting, all the cool things, these mechanics that I like. And I ended up sticking with Grey Knights and Tyranids, but oh boy, maybe it's the time to pick up a couple Custodies models.
Dominus will advance.
How many Zotes am I playing in my 9th edition list? They are the suavest. Oh yeah.
Zero will advance.
Unfortunately, I don't have any Zotes in my list yet. You can only take one Zote so far. Once we get our Zote, a Zote unit, an elite choice of Zotes with Thunderhammers and combi meltas, give me that and I'll be all in. But it is unfortunately currently illegal to take more than one Zote in your army. Dr. Dudes have to change the guard after the GT rules. That makes sense. Losing that Hammer of Sunderance and the Basilisk detachment, unfortunately, right? The artillery detachment. I will say I'm not sad to see that artillery detachment go. I've lost many Gene Stealer unit to the ignoring cover Manticore that shoots twice.
Second bomber.
I wonder what do Imperial Guards spend their CP on? I guess it's buffing Leman Russ now, right? It used to be double shooting Basilisk and stuff, but now it's just Leman Russ. Sam Moyer, the GT, the Grand Tournament packet is a chapter approved supplement that's meant to be the competitive play solution for 40K in the future. That I believe most big conventions are going to be using.
2 mortals into the
and
aggressors.
I will post the
So this guy dies.
link in the chat. There it is. It's in the chat.
Psychic phase. Rex will terrify the aggressors. Goes off on an 8. He will smite. Goes off on a smites off 5, right?
Yeah.
2
Guard
mortals,
uses CP to take Scions attachments. That makes a lot of
he will
sense.
give the Sky Stalkers a 5 up invuln, which will go off on a 10. Shooting phase. Daedalus is going to mark the aggressors. Oh, too late now. No canonical.
I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point.
It doesn't. Can't get low enough to see there.
Oh, you have it.
This disintegrator can see these intercessors. Okay. He's gonna fire his Pheramite and rockets. Or sorry, he'll fire. Yes, fire Pheramite and rockets there. He'll put his stubbers into them as well.
Yep.
There's nothing else in range. Pheramite cannon. Let's see within. He's not within. 2 at -3.
One survives.
Rockets. 5 rockets. Just 1 at AP2.
It's good.
Uh, 4, no AP.
Good.
This bomber will fire at the. Actually, there's 2 intercessors left, isn't there?
No, there's still 1.
Okay.
Oh, 2. No, I'm wrong. 2.
That Fusil will fire at them. He did move. He's at 6, so he's still tier 1. So hitting on 4s. Um, 4, no AP.
Good.
Okay. Raiders are going into the aggressors. 14 shots, 2s, 5s. 1 mortal and 1 no AP.
How much damage total?
1
He
mortal.
dies.
Yeah, 1 and 1. Skystalkers will fire into them. Sorry, 5s. No AP.
And I failed too. So
Daedalus will fire at them, D3. 3 shots. 3 hits, wounding on 4s. 1 at -1.
good.
Bolt pistol misses. The Scorpius will fire its Faramite cannon and rockets into them, and its Stubbers into the Wolf Guard.
To the what?
The Skyclaws.
Yeah.
I just saw the leader. A Faramite cannon. 3 hits. 2 wounds, -3.
And dead.
Stubbers. Two no AP.
Good.
This Archaeocopter into them, hitting on 5s. Nothing. This Ranger squad into the into the claws. Arc rifles.
Sam, on the bright side, it seems like you decide what units are going to be starting in reserves each match. Yeah, that was already the case.
2 at -1.
It was just the case of any stratagems that you use before the game starts. You would have to declare beforehand. The timing is a little awkward. It oddly doesn't seem to be the wording of the book doesn't seem to be designed for actual in-person play, which is bizarre.
2 at -1.
It's sort of written
Too flat.
as if you're just playing sort of at your LGS in a casual game, which is strange for a grand tournament packet. Because, and they say that because that muster armies step is kind of included as part of it during the game sequence.
So flat 2 damage. Is that what you meant?
So rather than being a tournament format, it's more of a mission packet.
Oh, okay. So I rolled 1.
And it will still need some additional legwork to be done on the part of the tournament organizers to make it work. But you can easily say that muster army step, besides the unit selection, takes place at the start of each game, so that you would have to do all your pre-games each game.
Hits.
Which is good, because that is how it should work.
Mm-hmm. 1 dies.
Galvanic hits. Fails to wound. Range. In range. 2 arc rifles. Two at -1.
Good.
I do not have rerolls. Failed wound. These 2 snipers into him. Fails to wound.
All right.
These 2 snipers into these intercessors. I don't think the other guys. 2 of them have range. One of them has range.
They can't. I don't think they can see him though.
Oh yeah.
Your Scorpius is actually blocking them.
I think this one can. Maybe. It's hard to tell.
Nah.
We'll
I would
see.
say his base, yeah, could see me, but everyone else just can't see me.
Okay, so I'll just fire him. 1 AP2.
Good.
Fired, fired, fired. No line of sight on anything anymore. End my turn there.
Okay.
Do you have morale there?
Would I lose 3? Yeah, I could
you
lose
think?
another.
No more than half
Okay.
the number of units
They're
can be in
Marines.
reserve. Yeah, that was
Yeah, you only lost
that was
2
the
there,
case
I think.
before.
Maybe 3 there. I don't know.
3. Oh, over here? Yeah, I could lose another.
They're Marines.
I
don't
missed
expect
whether
them to
whether
run.
the CP was tied to points versus power level. Is that what we're talking about? The CP to strategic strategic reserve.
Yeah, and I already moved him here. He'll stay put because you can see this Archaeoraptor.
Mhm.
Yeah, everyone's just basically the same, but he'll fire his twin last cannons up there.
Okay.
Uh, 3 hits.
Are you? Oh, by the way, are you an assault or?
I didn't announce it. I didn't announce it, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
It looks like the looks
Four
like you'll still spend CP based on power
and
level.
Possibly survive all this. And
He does.
2, 4. No, he doesn't.
Oh yeah.
You blow.
Oh, for the total half. Yeah, that might be true.
Do I want to? Nah, it's not worth it. Nope.
All right, we're gonna fire the rest of. These guys are gonna fire their guns in there.
Well, we finally killed something for the Space Wolves. It only took until round 3. Yikes.
You didn't
Yikes.
die these. So.
Was a 3, so I missed with that one. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right, let's see if the whirlwind can do it.
Who's he firing at?
Yeah, no.
He's firing.
6 models for the
Okay.
Space
He
Marines
is a
here.
minus
I
one.
don't know. Oops. Oh, that's too bad.
He fires Storm
Fours.
Bolter at him too.
What's up?
Does he even get a Storm Bolter?
No, you have to pay for it.
Ah, okay.
4s. Full moon at -1. Shocker. Charging your Dune Rider.
Okay. Do another Cognizant Overwatch. Do I get the command point? Nope. Two.
Good.
Yep.
And
Can't fail.
yeah, I'm not really gonna worry about the gaining anything at this point. That's gonna be 4 Thunderhammers.
Mhm.
3s. 4 hits. 1 wound.
Goes through. Down to
3
6.
damage. Power Fist. 1 wound.
Goes through.
Does 1 damage.
Down to 5.
One wound.
Good there. D3 attacks back. 2 attacks. Fails to hit. Okay. You did get hit.
Ooh, my first kill of the game.
I did not kill more because I only killed the aggressors that turn. So
I'm gonna quickly mute myself.
okay. Can you just? I'll just do everything. It's fine. Just hit the.
Is the does the drop pod still ignore the turn 1 deep strike restriction? Actually, although in fairness, I don't know if it's been FAQ'd. I have no idea. In a GTA unit from Strategic Reserve where reinforcement can never arrive on the first battle round. Yep. But the drop pod rule specifies a rule that doesn't exist anymore that they ignore called tactical reserves. I don't believe tactical reserves as a keyword exists in the game anymore. Might be worth looking up in the new FAQs.
It's fine.
Oh, the drop pod's just been FAQ'd to be able to set up on the first turn. So it doesn't ignore. There's nothing for it to ignore. It just always does that.
Well, this explains
There
why
you
you're
go.
swinging so hard in your victories.
Yeah, it's been disgusting, this list against everybody.
Yeah. I didn't mess up with these guys right here.
Yeah, that strat is disgustingly stupid. Where they can.
Well,
just
it's really dumb that you can keep on firing Overwatch after that. That doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair though, like once the next edition comes out, it doesn't matter. But still.
I don't know if because it's instead of firing Overwatch, if I have to spend the strat for Overwatch and then do it, or what. So.
I mean, I think you just can't spend both. You can't run away and then fire Overwatch at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's gonna be a ton of like, depending on how many games people get to play, but there's gonna be a lot of 2-week or like month 1 FAQs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. There's gonna be tons of those. Psychic phase. I didn't fly over anything, so no bombs. Rexil smite. Goes off on a 5, 4, 1 mortal.
Sure. Bam.
I don't really care about anything else, so. Shooting phase, back disintegrator is gonna put everything except the stubbers into the whirlwind. I put the stubbers into the intercessors. Mechanical. Roll. Mars. 2 extra hits. 5 wounds at AP4. Sorry, AP3. I forgot to redo my repairs. Doesn't matter.
And dead.
That's into the whirlwind.
Oh, sorry. How many wounds?
3 wounds each. AP 3.
Yeah, dead.
Let's go.
I think
Boom.
that actually is very relevant. You just one shot this whole area? No.
Um. Stubbers. The 2 will be the extra hit on the 6. 7, no AP.
Good.
Okay. The other disintegrator will fire at the intercessors with everything.
Mm-hmm.
4, no AP.
One dies.
Okay. Cannon. 5 hits. 4 at AP 3.
Yeah. See if I can get quad 6s. No.
You only need 5s, but yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
this-
it's that Magos that's making you explode on 6s, isn't it?
it is. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And he's giving me the reroll 1s for around him. This disintegrator is gonna put everything into them. I don't think he's got line of sight, so doesn't matter. Uh, 2 at AP 3 into the Skyclaws.
Sure. First one dies, and then the next one survives.
Oh, he's got a shield.
Yeah, he has a shield.
Okay. Rockets. 1 rocket. Misses. Stubbers. Uh, 4 no AP.
Good.
Okay. Skystalkers will fire at him. 15 shots. Nothing. Raiders will fire at him. Looks like 4 of them. Two mortals.
Yep. All right, that's it.
And then there's just a dreadnought left.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's on to me.
Yep. Do I want to charge it? I can charge it. I need a 9. Or I need an 8.
Sure. Overwatch.
Shouldn't be able to for the Skystalkers.
Oh, Skystalkers? No, I won't be able to see you.
What do I need? An 8?
You need an 8, yeah.
CP reroll, because
Why not?
Yep.
Cool.
Raiders will attempt a 11-inch charge. They will make an 11-inch charge. Actually, I guess they didn't need 11.
It's like the ultimate Rubbins. Like, come on, just let him shoot his last kids. Jeez. Brutal. Brutal,
They're
brutal.
not actually that dangerous. They're just annoying.
That's the
I mean, you won at this point, so
the
doesn't really matter.
unyielding efficiency of the Adeptus Mechanicus at work. They will not allow you to fire back at them. They will not allow you to kill their Scutarii. Every Scutarii is valuable. Or Scutarius. Is a single Scutarii a Scutarius?
Rangers in 9.
Charging with Rangers now, too?
I'll attack with the Skystalkers first. They don't have any close combat weapons like the sterilizers, besides the sergeant. He's got a taser goad. So 4 attacks bear plus 3 with a taser goad. They hit on 3s too. They do. Toughness.
7.
Okay. 1 no AP.
Yep.
Does
Takes
he have
one. No, he doesn't. No one gets it.
5 hits with the taser goad. 2 no AP.
Good.
Okay. I think I got 4 of them, and the alpha's not there, so 1 attack with the cavalry saber and 8 attacks with the clawed limbs. Clawed limbs, 4s, 5s, 1 no AP.
Good.
Sabers. 1 at AP 1.
Good.
Okay. Swingbacks. Actually,
Nobody I can really kill, so might as well just swing here. 2s. Just once. And then 2s. 3 wounds. This is what turn? Is it turn 4?
it is turn 4. So
Alright, I automatically move forward anyway, so 3 at -1.
5 ups. 1 fails. None of them are wounded.
Ooh, I forgot one more attack. At least one. 4 times. 1 hit. Didn't matter.
Okay. Kill 1, hold 1, bonus. Reaper. That's maxed.
Alright, I'll see if I can kill anything. Which won't happen. Any on 3s. I explode once. Can that miss pack? 2s. 4 at -1.
Okay. On the stalkers, right?
The flying ones, yeah.
Fail 4 of them. So alpha's down to 1. Okay, I have 5 in now plus the alpha, so I'll have to do him different because I know he's just got a saber as well. I'm thinking the hounds. So 6 swings with sabers, 10 with claws. Uh, 3 at AP 1.
Good. Oh, sorry, I failed 1.
And then 10 claws. Nothing.
Okay.
Law-
Morale?
Leadership, 7. They're
He's
good.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, you can take another objective if you want. You're getting the bonus anyway.
Yeah. And honestly, it doesn't matter if I kill him or not.
The only thing that would change in turn 5 at this point is if I can kill him, if you want to keep him in.
He's not going, and he's just gonna fly over and fly back, try to do some mortals. The bombers are gonna go over him, try to get some mortals, and
Yeah, if you want to just see if...
Torn
you wanna just
asking, why
see
did
how-
GW even take the time to write a
Then
secondary as
no,
pointless
then
as
go ahead.
Pierce the Veil?
I don't score anything at this point.
Which one is Pierce the
you
Veil?
wanna just call it here?
Yeah, we'll call it here, man.
Looks like we're going to talk out on the
game.
This is
in the game
yeah.
here.
It's rough. It's a rough list we got right here, man.
So you've done. I didn't heal any wounds, so we can just count up the wounds dealt.
Yeah, I might be able to get
Pierce the
Yeah.
Veil.
9 here, 10 on this one, so 19 total.
Oh, it's you do a psychic action when you're within
there,
6 inches of your opponent's battlefield edge.
23,
That one actually might be doable.
27.
Some of the
Yeah, you got
battlefield
3
edges are kind of close.
Yeah, and then you max out the rest of this.
Yeah, maybe not kill more, but or kill.
I would say you get like the kill. Just
For example, that's on the
would
sweep
say
and
you
clear
get the kill.
deployment.
Okay. Which
Then
would
you just-
max me the rest. Of it.
That's actually a lot easier to do because you can just run sort of laterally or vertically
Yeah.
and get within 6 inches of the table edge to do it.
Wow.
But yeah, not awesome.
I went first all 4 rounds too.
There are
which is
some
definitely
really terrible secondaries in there
bad
for sure.
on this list.
Even then, it would be very hard for me to play out of it.
Yeah, because I just set up the Raiders. You can't charge the Fusills. I just set up the Raiders and run them away from your Wolf in charge.
Yeah, I didn't. What would also kind of burn me is I totally forgot my litany because I rolled a 10 on one of their charges,
And they would
and
have.
actually that would make them there.
Yeah,
So because I forgot my litany, that was one thing that kind of hurt me.
yeah, that definitely did. I didn't even use Wrath of Mars. I could have with the Sky Stalkers. But... Good game.
Yeah, good game.
All right, yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, I guess we'll just tally up the points right now.
Yep.
I mean, well, not tally up. Sorry, the input it.
Yeah, I can put the scores in for you, so you
Sure.
don't have to take care of that. I can do it.
All right, thanks.
Okay,
Man.
thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for playing. Pretty brutal for the Space Wolves there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think we were rooting for you, but the Admech,
Yeah.
they're the scourge right now.
Yeah. Oof.
I mean, this
Oof.
loadout is going to 155 points in 9th,
Yeah.
so it's going away.
Yeah, this list gains like 400 points, right? The whole thing goes up like 20%.
Yeah, it goes up about 25%.
Yeah.
The Dune Riders go up to 100. The Scorpiuses go to 155. The Bombers with that loadout go to 150.
Yeah.
The Rangers don't go up much. But yeah, this list is dead. This is probably my last game playing it too. So
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not gonna be playing any more games until
until 9th.
No, I was about to say until 7th comes out.
Until we swing right back around and we start back at 1.
You know what? Like with the additions as they move forward, it's like they're starting to slowly kind of add some old rules back. So it's like
Yeah.
kind of feels that way.
Yeah, that's fair. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, because before, like right as they reset everything to 8th, aircraft wasn't a thing, but they pretty much brought it back into the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because I actually own all these models and I was planning on taking it into like Adepticon and everything.
Not today.
It wouldn't have been out by Adepticon, but everything else after Adepticon. Unfortunate.
Then the COVID struck real
Yeah,
hard.
Yeah, I was planning on trying to get pretty big on tournaments this year, and COVID screwed my plans.
Yeah, tournaments are basically not going to start up again until next year.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
why
still-
we're here. We've
Yeah,
got your
yep.
back.
I'm still holding out hope for Shorehammer, but that's about all that's left.
I don't know. I mean, so, some of the military our restrictions are always way worse than what you guys have to deal with. But it's slowly getting better for us. We just have certain counties we're just not straight up allowed to go to.
Yeah, I've seen some of the restrictions, and it's nuts what military can't do right now.
What really sucks is my girlfriend's in Canada right now, and yeah,
Oh,
that really sucks. Anyway, well then, good game. Best of luck to you finding whatever list comes into the future.
I already have my 9th edition. I have like 8 9th edition lists already thought up. So.
Yeah, I'm thinking about bringing Thunderwolves back, but I don't know if they're going to be that good in this next edition.
The smaller board helps them, but the fact they can't go through ruins still hurts them.
Yeah, but they don't have the they can't go to second floor problem anymore, which is nice. They could just be literally all on the bottom floor and just start swinging up.
Yeah, that does help a lot.
And to be honest, it's not the worst thing in the world that they can't go through ruins, because, like, not against you, but my contemptors in other games have actually done a ton of work for me.
Oh yeah. I was kind of scared of that. I was expecting that Dune Rider to go down.
I've fought a lot of rules too.
Yeah, the snake eyes on the Mortis shooting at the Archaeopter was like heartbreaking. When he got 2 damage rolls through and just did 2.
Snake Eye here.
Yeah.
These guys
Come on. Like let the poor contemptor kill the airplane. Like, come on. He's just trying so hard.
It's like every 2 wound roll I had, it was like 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
Yeah.
It's like
You killed the 3rd Archaeocopter I lost this entire series.
that is really rough.
I mean, I had him down to like 1 or 2 wounds a couple games, but you killed the 3rd one. And I lost. They're disgustingly hard to kill. Because you can put Shroud Psalm up, and they have a 2-up armor.
Well, it's not only that their bombs are just really, like, they're reliable. I can see.
Yeah. I love these
Yeah.
guys. And then
Well,
you got
that's
the disintegrators just wrecking.
Yeah, them exploding on 6s right there is really rough.
Exploding on 6s, extra AP, bonuses to hit.
Yeah, if I didn't think, I knew you were gonna nuke one Wolfen squad, but I didn't think you were gonna nuke both of them that hard. What I should have probably done is just spread them out a little more, so you'd have to.
I thought you were gonna put them like back here, and.
So I've done that in the past, and I've done that in the past. It doesn't really work out for me in the end, because
the bombers would have torn you up then.
Yeah, bombers would have torn me up, and then it's all like, because this is 13 from the edge of this building. This is 13 inches.
Yeah.
You could have easily just ranged me out at that point. So it's more like it's just better just be dicks out in the open, just take it all, and see if I can get through it all. That's what I've done with this.
I thought you might have outflanked. You were gonna outflank one of the units too.
Nah, it's never worth it.
Yeah, not with how I screened out, because I just would have nuked the one squad, and then the other squad would have been stuck in the corner.
In my opinion, like with the outflank thing, it's only really useful on these guys. Nobody else can really use it efficiently.
Yeah, because wolves don't get centurions either.
We don't get centurions. We don't get
what's that? Fire cannons.
Yeah, that too.
I'm a Blood Angel player, so I understand.
All the really good long range shooting we don't get. And we don't get Blood Angel's pre-game move, and we don't get the yeah, we don't get any of that stuff. All right, well, I'm gonna dip out. Good game, man.
Have a good game. Good luck in your future.
You too, man.
Yeah, have a good one. Thanks you guys for playing, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
The score's all up in there, so as soon as the round ends, you'll be up on that'll be entered into the standings.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. Have a good one, everybody.
Thanks for running the tournaments.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for playing.
I definitely enjoy it. I might need to get into another pod.
We got a rapid fire open right now, looking for people.
Is it 8th or 9th?
8th, yeah. 9th pods won't start until after the 26th.
After it actually comes out.
Yeah.
Can you throw me into that pod?
Yeah, it's in the rapid fire pod channel. You can jump in
Are
there.
those the ones you have to pay for?
Yeah, those are the ones that have an entry fee.
But there's wins for it, right?
Yeah, you get a prize voucher.
I think I might join that one. I'll take this list.
Yeah, seems like a good one.
Yeah. What am I down? I'm down 9 points from max, I think. For 4 rounds.
Yeah, I have to look. You are down 3, 6, 8.
8.
Seems good.
It's not been nice to my opponents.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man.
Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good one. All right, chat. That's going to be it for us tonight. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Bit of a quick game. Unfortunately, kind of a rout for the poor Space Wolves. But that is going to do us for the evening. Hope everybody enjoyed and had a good time hanging out, talking about some 9th edition. Definitely going to have some more 9th edition stuff going up pretty shortly. We're already talking about some potential house rules that could be used in the Invitational. The Invitational will be using the new GT missions that were just released, and so that's gonna be good. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. And like we said, if you are looking to jump in one final pod, it looks like for the most part the wait lists will mostly be opening back up in 9th edition. Back in August when we start opening up the standard waitlist again, unless we get a last-minute influx of people for an LCQ pod. For the most part, rapid-fire pods are the way to go if you're trying to get a couple more scores onto your standings. And we do have rapid-fire pod 7 is currently open, looking for just a few more people to launch. So very exciting time. We're going to be getting going with the Invitational. As basically, as soon as 9th officially releases, the invites will go out and the standings freeze will go into place. We have a little bit more information on TTS40k.com for that, and to elucidate a couple of the events that we have coming up around the corner for Season 2, including a Youngbloods style event for everyone, so that you can get acquainted with the new missions and the new the new rules, obviously. And then we also have rapid fire pods that we'll be launching, and with standard pods coming later on, and a couple more interesting events I think in Season 2 down the road, looking at team events and doing larger GT style online GT style events. So that's all very exciting. So stay tuned for that, and thanks everybody again for watching, and that is gonna be us over and out. Cheers.